because I'm not running as a candidate in the WA election, which I've gone over in my last streams if you want to catch up on all that political goss, I am in a position now to launch legal action against the gun laws. So, what does that mean? It means that I have got a team of lawyers, including a King's Counsel, who are going to look at the laws and the regulation, the act and the regulation, and go through line by line with me as well. I've already started doing this and identify areas where we can challenge the laws in the courts in WA. I am talking about WA court based challenges. Everyone should be aware there is a High Court Challenge fundraiser that's doing some great work separately, and we are in communication too. So you can be assured that we are working together and not doing the same thing. We are working together but separately on our own challenges. The reason why I've gone with my team of lawyers and their suggestion about WA state based challenges, which is example is the Supreme Court, is because I believe, from my understanding of laws, I've been policy advisor. I've worked for a number of politicians, reading acts and regulation, including at SSAA National, where I had to know all the state and territory firearm laws. This is something that is my expertise. So I'm working with my team of lawyers, and my fundraiser is to raise enough money to fund the King's Counsel, who is one of the highest levels of lawyers you can get, to write a letter of opinion about areas where he believes we can have successful challenges in the courts. I have waived my client privilege of the information that I will receive from the King's Counsel so I can share that publicly with you, the shooters and hunters who are affected by the laws, who are in a position and who want to take these challenges to court. An example, I've given a few in my other streams, but another example is the requirement that now they can judge if you're worthy of having a firearms license based on your physical ability. Now, we have anti discrimination laws in Australia. You cannot discriminate against someone on the grounds of physical ability or inability. We all know we have fantastic Paralympic shooters who represent our country in the Olympics and Commonwealth Games. They are at risk of losing their firearms license if they reside in WA because of their physical ability. And that is part of the new laws. This is human rights territory. This is discrimination territory. So that is one area that my lawyers and I are already looking at. I will be putting up a post next week about areas that you think we should look into so that my lawyers can have a look at that for you. I'll be putting up a link next week where you can put in your recommendations. I've already received quite a bit of messages and emails from people giving me ideas about where they believe it can be challenged and lawyers they've spoken to separately. So I have launched that legal action fundraiser so I can get this high level advice, which we do not have. It is the missing piece of the puzzle. As shooting organisations are focused on the political solution on March 8th, unfortunately, the reality is these laws will be effect on the 1st of April. It is not going to be the priority of the new government, whichever way it falls, to look at the Firearms Act and tear the laws up on day one, which is what I want. And I know a lot of other people want that too. It's not going to happen. It will take at least 4 years for the new parliament to review the laws, which a lot of the minor parties and members of the Liberal Party are promising a complete review, including looking at the consultation period and seeing if that was done democratically. I think we all know the answer to that. So that the political solution is not the only solution we can be focused on. And I've been convinced by my team of lawyers, and I've spoken to 4 other lawyers separately to these lawyers I'm working with, because I know lawyers have about as much trust as politicians and car salesmen. I know a lot of politicians, and one of my best mates is a car salesman, and he doesn't fit into this territory. But I've spoken to other lawyers to get other opinions. I'm not going into this blind and just throwing all my eggs in one basket and hoping that will be the solution. I am working on political solutions. I've worked with an organisation in WA about donating to candidates who support getting rid of the gun laws. I've been doing that as well. But my focus at the moment is on raising enough money to fund this letter of opinion so we can have that advice on where we can challenge these laws. And my promise to you, and I've already waived my client privilege, it's not just information that's I'm going to use for myself, it's for the people. I feel that is my duty. So if you can donate to that, there's a link on my Facebook page, GoFundMe. I think I'm about 17,000. So um, getting there, and the sooner I can raise enough money, the sooner I can get this advice written, the sooner I can share it with you, and the sooner we can get the cases before a judge. So I really want the first case to be before the judge on April 1. That's my timeline. That's what I hope, and I'm hoping I can achieve. When I'm back in Perth, I'll be going around to the gun shops. I've already received so much support from some of the big gun shops over there and the rangers too.